Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue our discussion about triads up and down the neck, and we're going to talk about inversions. So the first question is, what the heck is an inversion? If we're thinking in the key of C majors, we go back to the other videos with our different triad voicings. A C major chord is made up of three notes, C, E, and G, which would be open C, E, and then our G right here. And our C major chord that we would generally play with the finger on the 3rd fret of our A string, this is our root position C major chord. It means that our lowest note in the chord is the name of that chord. Our C string is the lowest note in this. An inversion takes this and we put a different chord tone as the lowest note, or in the bass of this. So we'll go up through the chord tones to learn a few new voicings. So our root position would be our standard C major chord. And then our next one, if we count up, we have C, and then the 3rd of our chord is going to be an E. So now we're going to put E in the bass. And we'll do this by going up the C string. E will be found on the 4th fret of our C string. Right here, we're going to play that with our 2nd finger. Our 3rd finger is going to play the C on the 5th fret of our G string. Our 1st finger is going to play the G on the 3rd fret of our E string, and our pinky is going to reach up and play the E on the 7th fret of our A string. So let's hear that sounds different than our root position chord. Here's our root position, standard C major. Now here's our first inversion chord, or C over E. So this gives us a slightly different sound and starts moving us up the neck. As we go up, our next inversion will be the 2nd inversion, or starting on the 5th of the chord. So in C it would be C, E, and then G we're going to go up to. Now G is going to be on the 7th fret of our C string. We need to keep this on the C string because that's where our lowest note in the chord is going to be contained on this instrument. So our 1st finger is going to play that G. You'll note that's the same as your open G here. And then our 2nd finger is going to play right next to it, but on the 8th fret of our E string. Your 3rd finger will come around to the 9th fret of your G string. And then we will place our pinky on the 10th fret of our A string. So our 2nd inversion C major chord will sound a little bit something like this. These probably look like pretty funky chords to you, but I want to show you their root position voicings down here and how we derive these chords. So if we take this chord that we were just playing, right, 9, 7, 8, 10, much like that, and we're going to slide it all the way down the uke so that we have an open C string now instead of our 1st finger. Just take this whole chord shape, slide it on down. So now you'll be at 2, open, 1, 3. And that right there is just our standard F major chord. So you could think of this much like your bar chord voicing, where you can move them up and down the neck. So our C would be all the way up here, but the same exact voicing. And same thing if we look at our 1st inversion C major chord, our 5, 4, 3, 7. If we take this and we want to replace our 1st finger again with an open string, and that shows us where our open voicing is. So if we slide this on back like this, we can remove our pinky here and it'll be easier to see that this is just our standard A major chord. So our open position A major chord is really a 1st inversion A major chord. And we can do the same thing, and we'll think about it in F this time. So let's go to that F major chord. As we just said, this is the same exact voicing, 2, open, 1, 3, that we were playing up here for C major. Same exact voicing. So this is starting out. You'll note that our lowest note here again is our C string. So where does C relate to our F major chord? Well, our notes in our F major chord are F, A, and C. So that C that's in the bass here, we're going to be starting out in our 2nd inversion if we're playing in F. So we'll do 2, open, 1, 3. There's your 2nd inversion F major chord. And then we're going to go up and we're going to go to our root position. So we're going to put F in the bass now. So where is F on the C string is what we need to find. And that's going to be on the 5th fret. What we're going to do here is just bar across the 5th fret and then play on the 8th fret of our A string. And you'll note that this chord voicing, if we slide it back down and get rid of the bar, it's just our root position C major. It's exactly what we played for C major, just slid up, and we have to throw a bar on there because we don't have open strings to work with on this. And just like that, as we go up to our first inversion chord, or if we have A in the bass, it's going to look exactly like our first inversion chord for C, right? Just like that we played. We're just going to slide that up. So our 3rd finger is on the 10th fret. So it'll be 10, 9, 8, and then 12 with the pinky on top like that. So I've included an exercise down below in both C major and F major, going over all of these chord inversions, both as strummed chords as well as picking the individual notes so that you can better find where each of them are on your instrument. I hope this has helped you learn a little bit more about how music works and where some of these notes and chord positions are on the instrument. Next time, we're going to learn how to put all this together and start building a song out of these triad voicings that we've been learning over the past few weeks.